When I was 10, the Crown Prince tore my skirt, and now at nearly 14 I'm still scared. But now you have a maid who's on alert. I'd cut down anyone who even dared to try to take away your happiness. The merchant prodded Suhit's maid and grinned. This girl's a better maid than I'd have guessed. Go back to that embroidery you've pinned. I'm sorry, Suhit, sister's quite the pest. I wouldn't visit if it wasn't so. Much better than this feast that I've been pressed into attending. I don't want to go. I'm sure you'd rather speak with malcontents. My lady, you could stand to like events. The princess gave her maid a yellow rose, so everyone will know you work for me. The flower I have woven on my clothes. It also helps me find you if he sees. Our bifurcated skirts, he'll never know. The handmaid set the flower in her hair. But still, this is a gift I'm proud to show. I'll keep you in my sights while we're in there. A servant should not have accessories, the Crown Prince scolded, climbing off his horse. My valet's jewels outshine the treasury. The second prince arrived in time to force his older brother to capitulate, or else he'd risk a witness to his hate. The banquet hall was loud and smelled of mead. The princess kept her arms against her chest. She braced against the drunken men's stampede. The hall was silenced at its lord's behest. The crown prince strode to stand beside the throne. In joyful spirits shall we feast today. My people celebrate to give our own to marriage with our host, to rightly pay him for his long pursuit of lasting peace. Our Princess Suhit will become his bride. Young Suhit felt the world around her cease. She almost wondered if she might have died. Her eldest brother had designed her fall. A yellow rose made haste across the hall. Their host now stood, a smirk about his teeth, those teeth that dripped with blood he'd not yet spilt. This peace we've built affords us all relief from endless wars that weigh us down with guilt. As soon as my new bride delivers heirs, my reign's security will be enshrined. And just in case, I'll have her bear me spares. They'll celebrate an age my loins defined, a grand inheritance, all owed to me. Young Suhit's throat was stripped and burned with bile. Her eyes gouged scores to grasp a route to flee. The horrors she beheld were laughs and smiles. The room's support fell wholly to its lord. But for one maid who struggled through the horde. The princess could not hold her strangled sob. All eyes around the room were drawn to her. She cries for joy. Disperse your gawking mob, the crown prince said to break the rising stir. I am not an object for your pleasure. I am not a token sold for station. I will not be bargained at your leisure. I will not abide this indignation. The lord of this court is a baron of murder. His peace is a fast to consolidate power. I'll never be pawned off to act as a girder for systems of violence demanding I cower. The second prince and Suhit's maid broke through the crowd and rushed her from the baleful room. The bleakest tidings carry me this way, the traveller cried as he was led inside. Sit down and tell me what you have to say. The miller's son could see the trip had tried this man's resolve and found a scarcity. The man looked round the room and saw the toys. Your wife won't offer hospitality? My wife and son are both my greatest joys, and she's away, not dead, if that's your drift. That woman would go mad without her work. In any case, it's time our yarning shifts. What had you running into town so irked? You'd best expect to share in my distress. The princess of this kingdom's made a mess. The soldiers left their stores and fields sparse. The merchant glared at their retreating backs. How dare they blame our Suhit for this farce? Their lust for war is what has raised our tax. The merchant clutched a cloth between her hands, embroidered patterns twisted in her grasp. A travelling merchant does not take a stand when despots turn the people's voice to rasps. Neutrality's a screen that's kept me safe through violent lands with lords who sow despair. Today, I find that armor starts to chafe. I'll cast it off and make them all beware the wrath of those who will not stay below. It's time that we collect the debt they owe. We need to see if Suhit is okay, the merchant told her husband late that night. That's not a trip we'll manage in a day. Can we be sure our son will be all right? Is it your mother or yourself you doubt? You know I couldn't manage this alone. The second prince is sure to hear you out. Your mother raised a son all on her own. A grandson for a month will be no fuss. I'm sure she'd claim it would be her delight. Exactly. So let's go do what we must. You'll force the second prince to hear our plight, and I'll show Suhit this is not her fault. Let's raise our system's ruinous gestalt. The pair declared their presence at the gate. We hope the second prince will lend his ear, the miller's son replied when asked to state why they believed their visit should be cleared. I'll see if he will hear requests today, the gate guard told them as he turned to leave. Before you go, please tell the prince my name. A name will bring no change that I conceive. The guard still did what he'd been asked to do, and soon returned to let the pair proceed. The second prince says he'll see only you. The castle grounds will meet your partner's needs. So to his oldest friend he went to kneel, with hope a kinship past, raised his appeal. The merchant strolled around the castle grounds. She seemed to others to be passing time, but she had other goals within the bounds of walls where strolling would have been a crime had she not been invited in to wait. Hello there, sister. Are you doing well? We've not seen little Suhit much of late. The handmaid startled and her basket fell. Look what you've done. Those clothes had just been cleaned. Wait. How'd you get inside the castle walls? I heard our princess met a nasty fiend. I had to know no other ills befall that precious girl or any maid she keeps. Would you deliver this to her for me?